Good morning and welcome to Studio 5 going live, day 3 of the online exhibition, Studio 5 online exhibition. And once again, if any of the work that you've seen you're interested in or you want more information about, just private message me, email me, you know what to do. Today we go back into antiquity and what we're looking at is a diptych. Now, diptych is basically two surfaces, two planes hinged together and dates back to antiquity. It was basically used as a notebook or a sketchbook, exercise book, that sort of thing. And it's one of those forms of books which is still relevant today. However, what we're looking at here is a pair of old boards from a book, which two boards I salvaged from a colleague of mine who was rebinding a complete library because an architect had actually included a library in a new building. And the customer wanted the books to fit in with the library, which is what used to be done anyway. But moving on. So after a little bit of a chat with my colleague, I managed to secure some boards. I love the patina that these particular boards have. These boards in particular are about 130 years old, something like that. And I think that with the age of leather, I think the patina that one can get is actually quite beautiful. You know, it takes time beautifully. The nice thing about all of this, of course, is that nothing's new in bookbinding and book arts. It's about recycling and upcycling, and this is a particular case. Before we go any further, the materials used are leather, beeswax, gold, and mixed media. The size is that we're looking at the moment is a height of 24 centimeters, width of 15.5 centimeters and a depth of 1 centimeter when closed, and that does exclude the hinges. More about those later on. Anyway, a diptych would be used as a notebook and the panels would be filled with beeswax, such as I've done here, and using a stylus you would incise into the surfaces to create your marks. And again, we can see beeswax is being laid in there. The nice thing about this, of course, is that we can see the original marbled paper from the original boards coming through, just seeping through, as it were, that mist of beeswax. It's quite beautiful and very, very atmospheric, I think. We can see how the beeswax, when it was poured in and moved around, it's created these swirls, this sense of movement. Really is quite something else. The leather squares that we can see both on both boards, this one here, are not just for decoration. They are in fact part of the construction. And in days of old, in warmer climates, the two leaves would be put together for transportation. And to stop the panels sticking together, the beeswax sticking together, the blocks would be put in and they would stop the surfaces sticking together. I've covered mine with gold leaf because I just wanted to accentuate that. We can also, of course, see the original owner's plate in there as well. And again, that comes through, and I really do like the way this works. It's quite lovely, to be honest. Really enjoy upcycling and recycling with various different materials and giving, sort of old boards a new life. The structure is hinged, and again, I manufactured the hinges and they're very simple. But one of the byproducts of this particular hinging technique is that it sort of, well, I'll show you. What happens is that when I put the diptych onto a surface, we can see that the diptych actually levitates above the surface. I can get my bone folder underneath there, and I refer to these as floating diptychs. Really enjoyed making them, and it does have a very particular smell. Yes, you've guessed it, of beeswax. And I suppose what could be better than one diptych? Well, diptych pair, two, why not? One of the nice things about using this style of book construction is that with these surfaces being filled with beeswax, in antiquity one would use one stylus to incise or score or scratch into the surface. Then the sort of note taking, And when the surface had been finished with, or you'd finished with the notes that you'd taken, you'd warm your knife over an open flame, perhaps, if you were daring, and then smooth out the surface, creating a new working surface to work with. I mean, it's a great way of using materials. I think the dynamic of the two diptychs working together really is quite special. And I love, as I say, the patina that the leather gathers with age. It really is a nice way of working. Once again, thank you all very, very much indeed for being here. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And once again, let's be safe out there. Thank you all very much indeed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.